Hey Pisces, hope you're well. I'm finally doing your 2023 yearly reading, so apologize for a bit of a delay here. We still have 11 months to basically look forward to, so it is still worth doing the exercise. I'm drawing out of my Templar Tarot, one card upright, only uprights, one per month, and then I'll be clarifying with a different tarot deck with both upright and reversed cards. Keep in mind that even if I segregate the energies per month, it doesn't mean that whatever is being read only occurs within that month. Typically, the energies blend in and describe a particular theme for the year. So timing is different, right? Well, anyway, timing is always relative in tarot. Anyway, so let's just do this. Let's look at 2023 together. Okay. The Chariot. I was going to pull out of that deck, but this one obviously flew out for a reason. So, February, the Six of Cups. March, the Six of Pentacles. April, the Four of Pentacles. May is the Queen of Swords. June is the Eight of Wands. July is the the Knight of Cups. August is the Eight of Swords. September is the Ace of Swords. October is the Ten of Swords. Wow, so many swords. November is the Four of Swords. And December is the Emperor. Wow. It's like you start and you end the year with major arcanas. So it's interesting. There's two poles there already, I can sense. And I do want to point out there's quite a lot of swords here. August, September, October, November. There's even the Queen here, but anyway, let's not get, I shouldn't get ahead of myself, and let me just get the clarifiers. I love that you got the Chariot to start. It's a very triumphant vibe. It's Moon energy being Cancer's card. Okay, I'm waiting for pop-outs in this deck so it'll take a little longer to get them out. So Five of Cups in reverse. It gets Eight of Cups in reverse, Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is there twice. It's worth noting. It's going to be a lot of changes for you, I feel. Ten of Cups, Knight of Wands in reverse. Tower. Told you, lots of changes. A lot. More than one, actually. Emperor again. Queen of Wands in reverse. Ten of Wands. Okay, this Emperor is being announced in July, which is the Cancer season. And the Emperor comes back in December, Capricorn. So there's something really important about the Cancer-Capricorn axis. Super important for you. The Moon, which is Cancer's energy. Three of Wands in reverse. One last card, please. Six of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. What an interesting read. already, like from what I've been pointing out to you. Okay. Very emotional. Lots of changes are creating a lot of emotions for you, good and bad, like in the sense that they're going to be a mix of both. And we see this right on the onset of the year, right? We always see the black and the white horses as the different poles within ourselves, right? The light and the shadow. The Five of Cups is overcoming disappointments, sadness, in reverse at least. It points to becoming more optimistic by looking at what's the glass half full instead of half empty. And that's very what are the words here? It feels like the right thing to do. So it's successful, you'll be successful, or you'll gain more success by staying optimistic. But the words that came up instead of being successful were, it feels like it's the right thing to do. So part of the right thing to do is moving forward or just initiating action in any shape and form, in any way possible, in any sphere of life, mainly emotional, I would say, romantic, but especially with the moon energy, that's for sure, but on the emotional level. You know, you've been attached greatly to the idea of connecting strongly with someone, holding on to them in a positive way and yet a negative way also. It points to this energy of opposites. So the positive way is this person is a beautiful person with whom you have a very, very strong connection. Emotionally very intense as well. So what's positive is the loyalty you've been displaying about, staying with them. Yet the shadow side of it is being stuck on them as well, right? Having this bond endure and maybe supersede its lifespan. So it's keeping you maybe in a place where you're stuck, which I think you'll remedy too by ultimately choosing to move forward. And the right thing to do is maybe to let it go. And we see that the letting go is here. You choose to end something. It's really interesting. The two tens here, the clarifiers, are right side by side. So the light and the dark, same energies as the Chariot, black and white horses. So what you're ending is another 6 energy, which is interesting because you're actually ending giving to this. Even if it's reciprocal, even if the energy is a soulmate energy, the connection is felt both ways, on their part and your part. It's something that ultimately needs to be let go of. And so what creates more happiness for you is creating boundaries, but also the home life. This is 4. 4 is like the foundations, your private life, your family life, your home life. So it's very important that you come back to those basics and those values for yourself, which is so Cancerian anyway. I mean, even if you didn't want to, you'd still default back to that. It's ingrained in you. It's in your DNA. It's really interesting that you'd make the hard choice of letting go of a connection that is so strong here. That is or was once really harmonious. That still shows potential, which is the hardest part, right? Moving away from something that is still potentially positive and giving in more ways than one, which is crazy. I don't know how you get the intuition, but I think it's relating to the moon. It's also relating to taking action, I want to say. So I've been getting signs. This is separate from this reading, but I can't help myself but bring it forward here because Mars has been retrograde in the sign of Gemini for many, many months. And now it's finally moving forward again. It'll reach Cancer by the end of March. And this would be like taking action, moving forward with the chariots. And so Mars in Cancer season, because of the moon energy and, well, mostly Cancer symbolism here, sorry. Anyways, that's important. I feel it's important in terms of timing for you. It's also important for you to realize that it's action based, so it's relating to your home life as well. A place where you feel safe. It's very important that you realize it has to do with safety and happiness ultimately. So even if you have somewhat of if you're somewhat being fed by a connection, you're making a choice to move away from that. Close yourself off. You feel that it's the right thing to do. I keep having these words come up. In May, you cut it off. We see it so clearly again with the Queen of Swords. This Knight of Wands, a very fiery personality, very seductive, very enticing individual for you, at least someone that you have been really attracted to. And that emotionally has sparked you greatly. We see it on the Six of Cups, we see it on the Six of Pentacles. It's somebody that you have given to a lot and has given you in return, actually, creating these amazing sparks of beautiful gold sparks here of energy. It's very clear to me. You know, we do have the shadow here, like almost like the shadow of the Two of Cups in the back, but it's in reverse, right? So it's a weird connection. It's a connection of being disconnected. Connected to something that feels disconnected. Or to which you're not connecting. So not that that energy would be disconnected, that you would feel both connected and disconnected from, which is a contradiction. I realize that, but it's what I'm sensing. Just as much as this is a contradiction of having a great affinity, soul-based affinity, and not being able to walk away, and not feeling very optimistic about being able to break free, having to break free from something that feels like betrayal, but yet it's been so fulfilling. So how can more contradictions, right? And I really want to point out is this energy, the light and the dark. So something very omnipresent, very visible, and yet something very also omnipresent but presence by absence, right? So on like a negative, like a photograph, right? Looking at when you see everything in reverse, everything that's dark shows up as white, and whatever is light shows up as black. So whatever you choose here, obviously you are breaking free from it drastically, quickly at that. It's so sudden. June is the moment where you totally break free. I told you it has to do with your home life. This is where you deconstruct the home life. Again, more movements. So as soon as Cancer season, not just Mars in Cancer, which is the energy more of March here, but so Mars in Cancer, the energy is here on the table for you in the reading in January, but the actual movement of Mars, ingress of Mars into Cancer is in March. We see the ending is already started, or something has been concretized. And the actual action of its movement occurs while the sun is in Cancer in June, end of June and July. But here, June on the table. So you're traveling twice, you started traveling in your mind about, you started thinking about the movement. Now you actually are moving, physically moving. It feels like you're also communicating that you're moving. And being the arrows of love, the 8 of Wands being the arrows of love, you are communicating to this relationship, this particular soulmate. You are making it obvious that you're moving. And then July. July is such a breath of fresh air. It's like a new person coming into your life. This is someone else walking in, because suddenly the white, it's funny, the horse is actually a brown horse, right? But it has the cover, so as much as these two were two different color horses, this one here is playing comes in a little bit like disguised, but it makes me laugh because it's not this is a very transparent energy. This is someone forthcoming. So what makes me laugh is that it looks, by what I'm describing, that the person would come in a little bit concealed, right? But it's not that. It's the mix of, somewhat the remnants of having this Cancerian energy, and also the remnants of having both light and darkness within them, but having mastered that greatly. Someone of preeminence, someone of importance, someone very masterful. They're very skillful as well. They have many skills, is what I'm sensing. I think it's a little bit of why they would conceal such strength, such... they don't want to intimidate. They need to be very... It's like wanting to look as white, as possible, yet having all this really beautiful darkness, but like, I say beautiful because I want you to understand it's such strong power that, you know, it's underlying power. So they don't want to intimidate. So they show you a much softer side, especially with the night. They come in like, so they're very soft-spoken actually, which is it's what I'm describing about someone kind of soft-spoken yet so dominant. But the dominance is not like that of a devil energy, right? It's a dominance just because of being raw strength or power. Worldly power that's established, recognizable, irrefutable. Documented. It's interesting, these words. I mean, he's showing up here again, this man, this person, not gender specific for you, of course not. I don't know why he shows up twice in the flesh. It's interesting. But it's important that I say in the flesh. Okay. I don't know how you meet them, but it feels like this person has been aware of you. Because of the all of that black and white horse energy was already there in January, but it wasn't visible. It's made visible here. So August, the Eight of Swords with the Queen of Wands in reverse. You know, this person didn't want to intimidate you, but they are going to be intimidating to you. You're not going to feel up to par. It's going to challenge you greatly. You're going to feel I'm not sure how to say that. You're almost going to be I'm hearing like trapped. I'm not sure why. It's almost like they have you cornered, or they have you in a position where you can't escape. Not that they want to like do you wrong. I'm just saying it feels like you have nowhere to go with this Eight of Swords, right? So part of it is your own, obviously, shyness and feeling for some reason in your head about not being pretty enough and like being not up to par with this person that's coming in that is so incredibly there. It's funny, I have the word there, like as in they're in your presence, and you're pinching yourself like, is this real? Is this real? Is this real? And you have a hard time you know, you can't believe it. You're in disbelief, truly. And it's like you really also want to retreat from it. Like it almost scares you, to be really honest here. There's a little bit of fear. Part of the fear is feeling trapped, I have to say. For some reason, there's something about, I mentioned the word safety here. Remember, there's something, the same energy, but in reverse here, feeling unsafe. But keep in mind that this feeling of feeling unsafe comes from insecurity for one, and also is a mental construction. So not necessarily to be taken for face value, at face value. It's September. So we have the start of a love relationship here. We had something about a love relationship, a home life situation that you're changing, definitely. So a separation from a previous person, a new person entering your life. So the main theme for you in 2023, Pisces, is love. Even if you do business in general, I'm going to choose to keep the reading on a love theme because that's really what's coming out. Although September, what I'm sensing is that you're having a hard time making a choice. This feels like a defining moment. One of those tipping points in one's life, right? You've just deconstructed your life. You've moved, you've changed everything, literally. So maybe this is the hard work in reconstructing based on that decision, that tipping point. So maybe the ace is referring back to the tipping point in June in terms of the timing and the actual thing. But it's seen here as hard work and still having, I guess, some heaviness, not feeling that it's easy, right? Like, holy crap, what did I do? Kind of energy of this is much more difficult than I anticipated energy. Maybe you're feeling, I am sensing this sword is very big on this card. It feels very heavy. And so there's double heaviness here. There's a lot of, this Emperor weighs greatly. Not to say the person, but this energy is very weighty, is very almost overbearing. Or at least it's in every corner. Hence why I said it's unavoidable. This change is absolutely unavoidable. So no matter where you turn, right, there's always work related to it, attached to it. So it's like one single source, but it fans out as many, many responsibilities. And it comes from this relationship, this new relationship, this new encounter. It's really interesting to me that the energies of the 10 up here from March and April, suddenly at the bottom here you have the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords, right? On the same, in the same columns. So that's 4 10s, the Emperor, you know, it's very, very, so it's very strong structurally, but so much so that it is a little bit perceived as limiting, or at least the boundaries are extremely strong. There's a Four of Pentacles even here as well, right? So foundational, yet also somewhat impenetrable, right? So both you leaving or people coming in. So you're kind of boxed in to a degree. And twice it's asking you to sacrifice something with the Ten of Swords. There's huge sacrifice attached to this energy, which was the decision you made of breaking house. Whether the decision is good or bad, right or wrong, I feel that it was the right thing to do. So don't second guess it. Don't perceive it as it wasn't the right decision. It's just going to be, the experience of it will be both extremely difficult and extremely happy. It'll be extremely giving as well as somewhat curtailing. It'll feel both light and dark. All of that interplay, luminous and shadowy. It's gonna emotionally, I feel that emotionally you're fulfilled. Just the Tens energy it's very constrictive, overwhelming, somewhat difficult at times, and perceived as cumbersome and heavy, and always multiplying, right? It just keeps multiplying all the time, meaning you can't get to the end of it. There's always going to be something to do, like never catching a break kind of energy. And we do have the black and white dogs here, which refer back to Cancer's energy, and then the Chariot, the black and white. It's been so, that contrast has been so strong, is so strong in this reading. So November, the Four of Swords and the Three of Wands in reverse. So the Four of Swords is a break, the break that you didn't have before. You are getting some respite. It feels like a little health thing. It feels like maybe you do need the breather. So too much hard work, maybe very heightened emotions, call for a moment of maybe isolating yourself a little bit, right? You're not really looking forward to interacting at the moment. You're kind of wanting to take a little time off. We also see it here, you are wanting to give less as much as you gave so much in the past. I know it was a previous maybe person here. I'm not too sure anymore if it was a previous person, but you'll know, right, how it plays out for you, but it's still acceptable to bring it in, because it's there twice, the Six of Pentacles, once upright, once in reverse, even if they were maybe meant for two different relationships. It's still showing me that you're choosing to take some time off, maybe taking back here, a little bit of your energy and time and resources when it comes to this Emperor figure. Maybe it's a little bit one-sided. You know, this person is extremely demanding to a degree. I shouldn't say to a degree. They are demanding. I shouldn't play it down. It is there. It's visible. I shouldn't soften the blow. You have to know. You will have made, I'm telling you, you have made an incredible sacrifice. Incredible sacrifice for this person. One that is rarely made. Or at least not very often in one's life, right? This is more than usual. This is not just like, oh, there's been an ending and, you know, this is a lot more impactful in terms of how it changes your home life, your serenity here, how it changes your routines. Part of the routines that are changing as well is the freedom that we sense on the Knight of Wands. Although he's in reverse, he obeys to nobody, especially him. He's very rambunctious energy. Rambunctious. I can't say that word. I'm not sure how it's spelled, but I'm pretty close. I know you would know what I'm saying. So you have to give up a lot of your freedom, which we sense here so much with all the 10 energy and how overwhelming this can be. Because it's in never ending, the work never ends, or the investments. Part of that lack of freedom as well is sensed here. We do have both swords and wands energy, right? So what it points to is whatever you've felt here, you also feel back in August. Here you're having to make the choice to curtail or to give up kind of your freedom. But here you experience it differently. It comes through as, okay, well, I have given up my freedom, so it is putting me in a mental prison. You feel like you are being that box I was describing, which is potentially very happy. I do have to say, it's not that it's an unhappy place. It's just you're going to really feel the walls, the four walls of this structure. New structure, because it's different from the one you left behind. So I'm not sure how you're going to work this out here in November, December, but you seem to be managing to take a little breather, to take some time away, or at least for yourself. This is a regroup energy. I guess you have to negotiate it with him or her. Anyway, I'm going to end the reading here. I hope you found something useful for yourself. I hope something resonated, even if we're forward-looking. It will have to play out, right, before you're able to determine whether I was on the money or not. But that's the whole point of yearlies. They're much more interesting to watch back, especially like 6 months down the line or a year down the line. So you'll come back and tell me. So enjoy your Sunday. Take good care of yourselves. I'll see you soon. Please like and share and subscribe before you leave. Ciao.